and welcome back to Happy Place Cooking. If you have not gone down and hit that subscribe button, please do so. And don't forget to hit that little notification bell too, that way you'll know when I upload a new video. Today I am going to be marinating some chicken breast and I'm going to bake some asparagus. This is something I haven't done before. I've done chicken, but I haven't done this particular marinade, and I haven't done asparagus at all before. I've eaten it, but I've never made it. So this should be a fun little meal. I've got two small-ish chicken breasts. I'm going to add just a little bit of pink Himalayan salt. I'm going to put in some thyme. I do love thyme. I just try not to get too carried away with it because it can be a little overwhelming. I'm going to add some garlic powder. This is all to taste. If you love more of one thing than another, by all means, change it up. And then I have some rosemary. And I'm going to top it with some honey Dijon salad dressing. Just roll that around in there. I want to let that get on both sides of the chicken. Now I am going to cover this with some plastic wrap. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and I'm going to let it set for about 3 hours in the refrigerator, and then I will take it out and start cooking it. My chicken has been marinating in the refrigerator for right at 3 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer it to the cooking pan. And I'm going to let that come to room temperature about 30 minutes or so. In the meantime, while it's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get my oven preheated to 325. I'll put these in the oven for probably 20 to 25 minutes. I'm not really for sure. I'll test it with a meat thermometer and check it before I pull it from the oven. My oven is preheated. This has been sitting out for approximately 30 minutes. That's going to be close enough for me for room temperature. I'm going to go ahead and get it in the oven and let it start cooking. I'm going to check it in about 20 minutes and see where it's at. I am actually only going to bring it to 160 degree temp. I have one of the old, yep. But I am going to bring this to 160 rather than 165 because once I pull it out, I'm going to put it in, wrap it up in this aluminum foil and let it rest, and it will finish cooking that way. I'm going to get this in the oven and then I'm going to work on my side dish, which is going to be asparagus. I can't put my asparagus in with my chicken because my asparagus needs to be baked at 400 degrees. And my oven is only running at 325 in order to bake the chicken. However, while I am waiting, I can go ahead and get this asparagus prepared and ready to go. I already have washed this. Now I just need to trim off these ends. Okay, now I'm going to transfer these over to the pan that I will be baking them on. Then I'm going to get them seasoned up. This is what I'm going to be baking them on. This is a pizza pan, but I use this for so many things. This works great for cooking, baking cookies. I've done everything on this. I'm going to put some olive oil in this little bowl because I need it to be a little easier accessible. I don't want to just pour. I am going to brush these with the olive oil. Now I'm going to give these bad boys a little bit of a spin so that I can make sure I get both sides. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and brush the other sides of these. Now I'm going to season them. I'm going to start with a little bit of pink Himalayan salt. And I am going to sprinkle this in my hand. That way I can have a little bit more control over how much I'm actually putting on them. I'm not a huge fan of using salt, but it does help to bring out flavors of foods. Supposedly, the Himalayan is a little healthier. I'm going to take a little bit of black pepper. Oops, might have got a little too much in that one spot. That one's gonna have a kick. Finally, you can stop there. You can just do the salt and pepper, but I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this, it's like an Italian-y type seasoning, because I want a good seasoned flavor. Well, you would think you were at the wrong cooking channel if it wasn't a mess. Okay, those are gonna have to sit there for a little bit. My chicken is still cooking. Once I get the chicken out, I'll up my temperature on my oven and let it get preheated to the 400, and then I will put these in, and they should only have to cook probably about 20 minutes or so. This has been in for 20 minutes, and I'm gonna say just by looking at it, it's not done. I'm gonna go ahead and stick the meat thermometer in, and I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do a lot longer. Oh yeah, that's not even close. While I have it out, I think I will go ahead and brush it with a little bit of olive oil so that it doesn't just dry out. And back in the oven it goes. They look good. They smell good. I actually ended up bumping my temp to 375 to cook for another 15 minutes because, for one thing, I'm hungry and this is my lunch. I'm going to put this in on the thick side here. I think we are good to go. Now I'm going to transfer my chicken to my aluminum foil. I'm going to wrap this up and let it rest while I am cooking my asparagus. I've upped the temperature on my oven to 400. As soon as that comes to temp, I'm going to throw my asparagus in the oven, shoot for 20 minutes. Hopefully it'll be nice and tender at that point in time. That is kind of one of those, it's up to you. Do you like it a little crunchier? Do you want it really tender? So I'm going to have to kind of play with it a little bit because, like I said, I've never done asparagus before. I'm not sure how long I need to leave it in the oven. I'll check it after about 20 minutes and see where it's at. My asparagus is all done. I let it actually run for about 25 minutes because I wanted it to be just a little bit more tender. I just added a little bit of real butter. Used some Kerrygold butter because that's my favorite. Just add a little bit of extra flavor to my asparagus. Now I'll give it a taste. See how it turned out. That's really good. Let's see about this chicken. Wow, that chicken's nice and tender actually. Cut that right with a fork. That is delicious. That's probably a little better than the asparagus. Really very tender and juicy. If you have made asparagus before without actually throwing it on a grill, but you've done it in a different way than what I did today, comment below and let me know how you did it. I would be curious to know. Thanks so much for watching and happy eating.